This video is to show the 1970 Porsche that's for sale here in Texas. Belonged to my uncle from California, and in around 1990 sold to my brother here in Texas. And my brother took it to Zems. It's a local Porsche speed shop. In fact, they're still in business. I believe they're in Hurst, Texas. He took it there because it had an oil leak. Well, they convinced him to put some special cylinders and pistons and injectors and all kinds of stuff. He spent about $20,000 with them. The car ran fantastic. However, the oil leak was still there. He took it back 4 or 5 times. My brother was never married, and he did pass away about 4 years ago. He worked at General Motors, so he didn't have to answer to the wife. But he got frustrated, and he had so many cars, he just put it inside his garage and he parked it. And this was back in 1995. You can see when it was last registered. So it's sat all this time. There's not many miles on the motor at all, maybe 1,000, according to my other brother John. This hood is not attached, but you can see under here the linkage. Looks like they chromed the air cleaner. It's got an oil filter from Napa. But the motor doesn't have any time on it, but it hasn't run in over 20 years. So it's going to need some work and some restoration. And what's unique about this car, it's a wide body. It's all steel. And I got a magnet here to kind of show you. On the fender flares. I don't know if they made these wide bodies from the factory or if there's some place that, did this as a modification. But you can see the magnet is sticking. The very front valence, that's fiberglass because it doesn't stick. But it's been in storage for a long time, and I'm selling it for the family. You can see the magnet sticking here. Of course, on the doors. And I'm sure there's some body filler between the metal to smooth it all out. But it's got an aggressive look. It's got the wide Porsche wheels. And I've got a copy of the registration, but I don't have the title. It was lost a long time ago. And I contacted the state, and they said that the records are purged every like 20 years. So all you can do is get a bonded title through Texas, or some states, they don't have titles on older cars. It just depends on what the deal is in your state. The interior, it's got leather seats. They're in decent shape. They just kind of smell. The car smells like mildew, kind of old, like my old grandma's house. The leather dash is actually in pretty darn good shape. But the carpet just kind of stinks. You can see kind of maybe where condensation has gotten in here over the years. The only place that I see any rust is on the outside of the driver's door, and I'll show you that. The headlights are in good shape, and they're Bosch headlights. Under the hood, which is not bolted down, you can see where they painted this car blue at one time, and the original color was red under the hinge. So if you restored this car and went back to the original Porsche Guards red, it would keep it more original. All this amplifier stuff is some early 80s stereo equipment, which you're probably going to want to take out. It was set up with dual batteries. And again, a lot of this wiring is for the stereo. There's the fuse for the stereo system. The antenna is laying down there. One of the antennas. And there's the original data plate from Porsche. Looks like some cats have been walking on it. Yeah, I haven't cleaned it up, and I can't really get underneath it because it sits so low. In fact, my next situation is trying to lift it and get it off this trailer. I'm probably going to take it out in the field where there's some grass and set the ramps out, because inside the shop here, it's just too steep of an angle. The tires actually all have air in them, which is pretty surprising, but they'll need to be replaced because of the age. Show you a little view of the driver's side. The headliner is kind of rough. There's no rust indication around any of the window frames, which is good because that's always hard to fix. But here's the only rust I can see on the body. There's a place right here on the driver's door on the outside. But if you look under the door, it's very, very solid. So it looks like external on that skin and not really inside the actual door frame. But it's a great project. I kind of wish I had the money and I could get it going myself. I love the 911s, but I got just too many other projects going on. But the fact that it was my uncle's car and then my brother's car, it's probably something I should keep. But you go through life, you can't keep everything. But we're selling it just like it is. There's no warranty. Hope this video helps. And again, here's my magnet to show that the body is it's a steel body. A lot of people are asking about that. And I know we put it up on Craigslist. We've had a tremendous amount of activity. I'm going to convince my brothers. We need to pull the trigger because I got to run a business and I enjoy talking to people, but I'm talking to so many people about this car. But thanks for looking. This is Bob. If you have any questions, 817-946-7500. Thanks.